You are getting an exclusive first look at a joint exercise by our Border Patrol and Mexican law enforcement.
They are joining forces to combat human trafficking and drug smuggling. I was invited along for a first-hand look. The goal, to stop new violence from spilling into San Diego. This is one of the most dangerous areas along San Diego's border, about 3 miles east of the San Isidro port of entry. And just across the border is a shanty neighborhood known as Colonia Libertad.
This community here has a lot of violence.
A hotbed for crime. The Border Patrol says migrants are kidnapped, held for ransom, and their U.S. family is told to pay up. If they don't,
They were beaten, sometimes raped, tortured.
87 people were rescued last year in an unprecedented move to tackle this violence.
We're going to try to get them down here.
A binational unit was formed with the U.S. Border Patrol and Mexican law enforcement. This is an exercise that's never been recorded before. We're seeing a mirrored operation with Mexico.
They're going to come down through one of their community roads over here.
The U.S. commander of the Foreign Operations Branch, Bernardino de Soto, and I watch as the Mexican federales make their way down the streets toward the border fence. People on the street begin to scatter.
They're going to warn each other that there's Mexican authorities coming in.
Now the two sides meet and exchange vital information. We hear there's a lot of activity on the other end of this drainage ditch that comes out just feet away from the border. When the sun goes down, that's when it will get especially dangerous for the Border Patrol. Last year, there were 73 assaults on border agents. This is what it looks like for miles along our border. And rocks like these are what they're using to throw at officers. And nearby, then you see patches of ground that have been burned. That's a distraction. Start a fire, divert the officers, and then try to cross somewhere else.
This is the weapon. It's a rock. And this is thrown at our agents with the intention not to scare them away, but to actually hurt them. Because
of the violence, this area is known as the enforcement zone. There's always a short-lived quiet here during these operations. We headed east along the secondary fence, less than 50 yards from the border. We see the cut marks, one after another for miles, evidence of all those that pushed through the hole and made it into the U.S. Last year, this binational cooperation led to the disbanding of 3 kidnapping cells.